and fight me on this, but the greatest animated show, the funniest animated show on television, bar none, without a doubt, but also easily the best animated show on Adult Swim, Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. My apologies if I am unable to edit out the background noise right now, nerds. It's a little cold here in Colorado, in spite of the fact that the state is on fire, so my heater is kicked on and I am in the basement next to the heater. It is what it is, but we do have a lot of news to talk about. I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm going to start talking news. Oh, we got a little bit of housekeeping. Today's episode is definitely sponsored by the Your Mom Thinks I'm Advertiser Friendly shirt. So you can go check that out over in the general store. You can also check out all of the other things that I'm doing over on BlackLionEndeavorsCorporation.com should you be so inclined. I did just do a fashion video shoot, which is what I've been working on, which is why today's episode is a day late. All of that being said, I am so happy to see your nerdy faces. Let's talk news. And first thing in the news is music, like we do. Music this week is one piece, and it is a follow-up piece. That Killer Be Killed record that we have been keeping tabs on, that has not been officially announced, has now been officially announced. We have the official announcement that the record will be out November 20th on Nuclear Blast Records. Apparently, all of the teases have been legit, and we are getting some brand new awesomeness from Greg Puciato and Max Cavalera and all of the other awesome dudes. Not Brent Hines. The dude from Mastodon. Which one? I can't remember, but he's in Killer Be Killed too. Oh, the bass player. We're moving on. I'm done. It's been such a week. So let's talk TV streaming. TV streaming, we do have one piece of follow-up, and it is The Boys. They have been coming under a lot of pressure recently because they just released the first 3 episodes of this new season. And that's it, because apparently they're going to be doing episode drops every Friday. So here in a couple of days, we'll get another couple episodes, presumably maybe just one. Who knows? They didn't make it known to anyone before they did this. So, I don't know. It is apparently the production staff of The Boys that is to blame for this, though, and not Amazon Prime. Amazon wanted them to keep their same business model, according to a recent media release, a press release, whatever. So that's what we have in follow-ups. Now we're going to talk about the actual news. And first, actually, no, we have one other follow-up. I apologize. We have one other follow-up, and that is Chucky. Chucky was just announced to be delayed until 2021 on Sci-Fi and TNT, whatever the other channel was that picked them up. They have been delayed until 2021 because coronavirus. All right, so now we are getting into the actual news. And the actual news says, first and foremost, Venture Brothers, and fight me on this, but the greatest animated show, the funniest animated show on television, bar none, without a doubt, but also easily the best animated show on Adult Swim, Cartoon Network's Adult Swim, has officially been canceled. Not exactly hard to see why it's been canceled, because they've done 7 seasons over the course of 16 years, because Doc Hammer and Jackson Public are notorious procrastinators, though Rick and Morty has also seen not quite as severe, but kind of similar gaps between episodes. So I guess it's not entirely out of the realm of, maybe we should keep you on. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, because parent company CBS Viacom, no, who was it? Warner Brothers, I believe. 2 seconds, yes. Cartoon Network said that they are looking to find other ways to continue the Venture Brothers story. This all is taking place over... No, it's Warner Brothers. Okay, sorry. wow, 7 different things just ran through my head. I apologize for the dead air. So, I didn't put it in the notes, but I do know that it is HBO Max that is very likely where it's going to end up. So we are looking at Warner Brothers as the parent company, saying through Cartoon Network that they are looking for other avenues to continue telling the story of the Venture Brothers. And we all know that all streaming services are desperate for content these days. So it does not sound too out of the left field for them to want to put this onto their streaming platform, because that gives them a little bit more leeway. But this also could be amazing if true, because then we get an uncensored, legitimately uncensored version of the Venture Brothers when it initially runs. So excited about that if it is the way that things go. But as it stands right now, we have no more Venture Brothers until this gets worked out. So we're moving on. Next, we're talking about Nosferatu. This is should have gone in the follow-ups, and I do apologize. But Nosferatu has been canceled by AMC after only 2 seasons. Next is Superman, and this is not super. I only put this here because it's technically episodic content. It is not technically television. It is kind of sort of technically streaming, so it falls under that category, but it is not the new Superman and Lois CW show. This is actually something very, very old. So DC Fandome is starting to promote Day 2, which is September 12th, happens this weekend. You can go see all of that stuff. You go to dcfandome.com, but I don't think this is listed on the official site for the entire 24 hours that they are doing this DC Fandome, which this could potentially be one of the things that made this happen over the course of 2 days. They will be streaming. I couldn't find where, so if I can find that, I will definitely post that somewhere else. Follow me on Twitter. I'll find it and put it up there, or we'll talk about it in the next episode. But they will be streaming old 1940s Superman radio shows. Now, that's really interesting in and of itself, but it's even more interesting because they re-recorded them with modern actors. If you want the full cast list, then follow the link in the description. But just to kind of skim the cream off the crop, we have Dae Kim will be voicing Superman. That's right. The Man of Steel will be voiced by Dae Kim for these 1940s redone radio shows, and that sounds freaking awesome to me. That's what we've got there. Next, we're moving over to a new series that is going to be coming to the CW, and it is called GG. So, good game in gamer speak, if you will. It is going to be CW, and this sounds like it is further along in development than the professional esports sitcom that is coming from the mind of Johnny Galecki, kind of. He's a producer, and he's also one of the peripheral characters in that, but we haven't heard anything from that for a while, so presumably that's somewhere in development hell. This one, however, GG, this is going to be a drama, so very interesting. I feel like it's hopefully this turns out well and we see something that is accurate to the industry, but I feel like it's kind of about time that we get something that's more nerd and video game related, because video games are such a large portion of the consumed entertainment media that we go through anymore. So totally makes sense. The premise is it's following a female in the video game development industry. She is a developer by all accounts. The synopsis didn't really explicitly lay out what exactly that means, because game development encompasses a lot of different jobs. So what she does, who freaking knows until they get a little bit more specific with their synopsis. But this is very potentially going to be something great, or even equally as potentially going to be something absolutely terrible, because it is such a misrepresentation of the culture and the industry. We will definitely be keeping tabs on it right here on the show, though. We're moving on. Next, we're talking about Silk, and Sony is actually moving forward with a Silk TV show. They are really leaning into that Spider-Man-less universe, and it sounds like they're looking to put this out on an actual terrestrial television station, and then presumably the following day, much like we get with Hulu, FX stuff on Hulu, They will be releasing it on Amazon. All of this is very much still being worked on, but this does come from a reliable enough source that I'm putting it in news and not in rumors, right? So we've got almost 100% confirmation that that is the way it's going to go. Things are still in motion, so it could change. We will definitely be keeping tabs on this as well. And next, we are moving over to the last piece, which is also kind of gaming related. This one has to do with Shenmue. Sega is working on a Shenmue anime with Crunchyroll and Adult Swim. So it will be, presumably because of the inclusion of Crunchyroll, it will be an overseas animated series. Very likely, Sega, so Japan. But they'll be importing it to the States through Adult Swim, probably through both. So if you have HBO Max and you have Crunchyroll or some sort of variation thereof, then you will be able to watch it there or on Adult Swim. So, cool, awesome. Great job. Moving on. Next, we're talking about movies, baby. We got just one piece. Actually, no, I apologize. We have two pieces in movies. I didn't know where else to put this follow-up piece because it could theoretically go in like 3 of the sections because it honestly covers everything, and that is New York Comic-Con. Obviously, New York Comic-Con is not going to happen in a traditional sense, so they're calling it the multiverse. Okay. And they have started releasing programming things that are going to be happening, panels, so on and so forth. The thing that I wanted to talk about, because until we get the set concrete list of times and how you can watch and all that stuff, we do know it's going to be the 8th through the 11th of November. But until all of the individual panels and such have been set in stone, I'm not going to be talking about that. What we are going to be talking about right now is the interactivity. So one of the big things about DC Fandome is everything has been pre-recorded. So there's no possibility for fan interaction. With New York Comic-Con's multiverse, we are going to be seeing fan interactivity because all of the panels are going to be live streamed to the fans on the Comic-Con, on the New York Comic-Con YouTube channel. So if you want to interact with the panel, if you want to ask a question when it comes time for Q&A, then you can with New York Comic Con. So I feel like they're taking what DC did and potentially a bit of a step up on DC, and hopefully it plans out just like they're hoping it will and just like I'm hoping it will. But that is the only piece of follow-up. And then we have another piece that is in news that is kind of a follow-up, but is kind of also brand new, so that's why it's not really a follow-up, and that is Alien. The Alien franchise from Ridley Scott will apparently be continuing. However, there is always a caveat, and that caveat this time is that he is saying that we will not likely be revisiting any of the content from Covenant or from Prometheus. That's a little okay, but we do know that they are early in pre-production for the next installment in the franchise, and Ridley Scott is going to be a part of it. So there is a lot good going for it as well. That is all we have for movies, though. Let's talk now about gaming and tech. We have one follow-up in gaming and tech, and that is SpaceX. SpaceX is now boasting download speeds. You remember SpaceX? I'm sorry, not SpaceX. It is a SpaceX project, but Starlink is the download speed. So Starlink, if you remember, is their satellite internet programming, satellite internet service, rather. And they are now boasting 100 megabits of download speed from their satellite internet servers, which might not sound all that great for most of us in the developed world, for most of us in rural to suburban to urban even areas, because we have regularly connections that blow right past 100 megabits. But the United States average was something like 28 megabits, so that blows that right out of the water. And the world average was even lower than that because, third world nations. So this is amazing, but that's all we really have. I couldn't find the number of satellites that we are up to at the moment for Starlink, but It's not to the point yet where they're rolling it out to consumers. It is very much still in the testing phases. So that is what we have in follow-ups. Now we're talking real quick about Minecraft in the news. So Minecraft is getting a PlayStation VR release. I want this to happen more often. I feel like, yes, we should have the ability to interact. VR is still slightly on the novelty side of things only because it's not been perfected yet. There is a lot that is good about VR. There is a lot that needs a lot of work about VR too. So the fact that this Minecraft release is kind of secondary or even tertiary to the original release is something I hope happens a little bit more often. Yes, I realize that Resident Evil has done a complete VR game. I just feel like it's still not perfect. And we're just going to leave it at that. But Minecraft is getting a VR update, and is happening later this month. Next in news, we're talking about the Nintendo Direct that just happened about the Super Mario 35th anniversary of the Plumber Brothers. That 35th anniversary marks a huge deal for Nintendo. And so in order to celebrate, they've announced a series of games that are being released. And this is gaming confirmation of rumors. Kind of. It's not 100% confirmation, but it does confirm quite a bit of what we've been talking about in the rumors section, and that is that we are seeing a revival of the 3D games. So, Mario 64, where's my list go? Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy will all be coming together in one game, one release. It's going to be called Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and then they're going to be re-releasing the Super Mario All-Stars for the Super Nintendo on the Switch, so you have to download that one. It sounded like the 3D All-Stars one was going to potentially be a physical medium as well, though it is the modern era and you can download everything, so probably that's going to be the way they sell most of their games. But we're not done yet. So the 3D All-Stars is September 18th. The regular All-Stars is October... Nope, that's the other one. The regular All-Stars, where did it go? Regular All-Stars is out now. What am I saying? Regular All-Stars is out right now. And then we have another game that is a battle royale of the original Super Mario game that I still am trying to wrap my head around how that works. That is going to be released October 1st. And then we have a new, very interesting Mario Kart game that was announced, and that it requires a lot of extra peripherals, but basically you are playing an RC car version of Mario on your television, or you can watch it happen in your living room. It's so weird. You get this little RC that is Mario, and then you have a Luigi one as well, so you can go head to head, and you set up a track around your living room or wherever, and you can ride that track as Mario or Luigi. Again, there's a whole lot of details that we don't know yet about this, but we will definitely be keeping tabs. That is what we have there. Next, we're talking about Rocket League. Rocket League is going free to play. For those of you that don't know, I haven't seen any negative press about this, so it seems like everybody's on board. It will happen at the end of this month, and then the PlayStation 4 and Switch versions are going to be 100% free. You don't have to be on their online services, so you don't have to pay the monthly subscription fee to play on PlayStation and Switch. Xbox players, though, will still have to get an Xbox Live Gold membership to play Rocket League for free. That's kind of awesome. The more battle royales that are going free, I know Rocket League's not battle royale. Rocket League's soccer in cars, but either way, awesome. Moving on. Now, let's talk about comic books and books. First up, we have follow-ups, and 2 follow-ups to be precise. First one is Tim Drake will be returning to the Robin moniker. Yes, please. It was not specific. It does happen in Young Justice book number 18. It was not specific if he will be Red Robin again, or if he's just going back as Robin, though with Damian Wayne stepping out of the Robin shoes at the end of the last story arc in Young Justice, it only makes sense. He'll probably just be regular-ass Robin. And then our other piece of follow-up news is that Berserker book that Keanu Reeves is part of, that he's writing and the artists are drawing him into, and I'm sure he's putting up a lot of money to make it happen, they are going for a Kickstarter. And the Kickstarter met its goal very, very quickly, and they raised $245,000 in the first day. If you want to join the Kickstarter, there is a lot of really awesome stuff that you can get by that. Not just an early copy of the book, but you can get a bunch of collector's stuff, or even drawn into the comic yourself for a price. It's like $2,000 to be part of the comic, but there are cheaper options for sure. Go check it out over on Kickstarter.com. Okay. Rumor mill, baby. We gotta hit these rumors, and we gotta hit them hard, and we gotta hit them fast. So, rumor mill. We have Constantine. Rumor has it that the HBO Max series that still has not been officially announced, even though we do have Justice League Dark that has been officially announced, so presumably it'll be the same actor in the two of them. Either way, the rumor is that they have cast their version of Constantine, and it is not Keanu Reeves or Matt Ryan. So, fanboys, beware. It's just a rumor, don't kill me. Next in the rumor, we are talking about the Suicide Squad. Rumor is, now that we have people who have seen test screenings and they know a lot of stuff, there are leaks, so these are unconfirmed but very potentially... before we go into this, likelihood that they've cast somebody that is not Keanu Reeves or Matt Ryan, pretty solid. I'm going to say that's about 60% likelihood that neither of those two actors will reprise their role as Constantine on HBO Max. So there you go. So next is Suicide Squad. Again, people are quote-unquote leaking who the big bad is for the movie, and also what Taika Waititi's role is in the movie. So we have two things for likelihood. First up is the big bad is reportedly going to be Starro, and then the Taika Waititi role is reportedly going to be the original Ratcatcher, because if you remember from all the promotional materials that we've seen so far, it's not Ratcatcher, it's Ratcatcher 2. So, likelihood for these. I feel like Starro is just obscure enough that James Gunn was like, yeah, let's do this. So, I have no other way of confirming that, but we do know James Gunn's tendencies, so that's totally a 50% possibility. I think that is well within the wheelhouse of what we're dealing with here. Next, as far as Taika Waititi's role as the original Ratcatcher, I'm really going out on a limb, because again, I have no way of confirming this, but Taika Waititi, Ratcatcher number 1, 70% likelihood. We know he's in the movie. That's already been made known. They haven't shown him in any of the teaser stuff. It would totally be an interesting cameo if he was Ratcatcher 1. So yeah, 70%. All right, so moving right along, we're talking about The Witcher, and we have Jason Momoa seemingly confirming his involvement with The Witcher. No, that is not at all what is going on. If you saw the picture that Momoa posted to his Instagram, and you thought for some reason that meant he's going to be in the prequel series, I feel like you read that wrong. I'm giving this a 0% because it is totally Momoa obviously trolling and obviously thinking it's funny, because the picture that was posted was fan art. So he put the rolling laughing emojis multiple times at the end of what he posted. Totally not what he was doing. He's not confirming his involvement with the prequel series. So we're moving on next. I'm talking about Black Panther 2 with the unfortunate early passing of Chadwick Boseman. Man, I just gotta slow this down for a second because that really sucked. We now are hearing rumors that Disney is putting things into place that really we've been hearing rumors that were going to happen a little bit further down the road. This has just expedited their plans. What am I talking about? The Shuri takeover of the Black Panther mantle is going to happen in Black Panther 2, and again, reportedly, the character of T'Challa will die sometime between Black Panther 1 and Black Panther 2 off screen, obviously, because they can't use Chadwick Boseman. So, likelihood of this, again, 70%. This seems very much like a safe bet for Disney, so absolutely feel like this is going to be the way of things. Next piece of rumor news is Splinter Cell. So it's not a game, oh no, it is a gaming rumor, sorry. So Splinter Cell, we have Ubisoft is going to be doing their non-E3 event later this week, and at this non-E3 event, they're calling it Ubisoft Forward, they are going to announce, according to this rumor, they are going to announce a new Splinter Cell for next generation consoles. It has been a long time since Sam Fisher has been to work, so I really want this to be a thing, considering the source. I'm only able to put this at about a 30% likelihood, and honestly, it's only that high because I really want it to happen. If I'm being 100% honest with myself, it's probably more like a 15% likelihood that it's going to happen, but we will see when Ubisoft Forward happens. So our next piece and our second to last piece is also gaming rumor, and it is the Xbox One S? No. I'm sorry. It's the Xbox Series S. There we go. Xbox One S is already out. Xbox Series S, the long-rumored console, has received another leak. And in response to this, between when I did the research and now when I'm going filming, we are now seeing that, yes, that is in fact going to be the thing, so I can't even put a likelihood percentage on this because it's 100% been confirmed from Microsoft, so we know the Series S is going to be a thing. We also know that the Series S is going to be $299 and the Series X is going to be $499. So yeah, your move, PlayStation. And then our final piece in rumor news is Mandalorian Season 2. Remember, we reported on a rumor last time. It's been so long ago, I can't remember. But we reported on a rumor about Mandalorian Season 2 and how they are running into some snags and how there's potentially going to be a drastic shift in about halfway through the season. We have more rumors around this very same thing, and now they're saying that the reason for the shift has something to do with Pedro Pascal, because, again, presumably there was some sort of conflict of interest, conflict of personalities more likely, between Pedro and somebody in charge over at Lucasfilm Disney. It is also being reported that, or rumored, that whatever that issue was has now been mended. So as of season 3, because season 2 has been done filming for a little while, but as of season 3, the issue will be taken care of and it won't be an issue. But the way it's going to affect season 2, again, rumored, is that it is going to see the second half of the season shift focus from The Mandalorian, from Pedro Pascal, to other characters. We have heard interviews with the likes of Jon Favreau and such, that the second half of the season is going to be different than the first half. Favreau didn't specifically say what differences are going to happen, so we have to rely on the rumor to fill in the gaps. And as far as the likelihood on this one, I really feel like this is because of the Favreau interview that just came out. I think it was Entertainment Weekly. I'm putting this one right at the 75%. There is very little wiggle room for this to not be accurate at this point. So it is still technically rumor though, so 75% likelihood that it is going to be that way. That, nerds, has all we got for the rumor mill. And all we got for the episode. So what did I miss? What should we talk about in the next one? Let me know in the comments down below. If though you want to go deeper in the conversation, jump over to the website, generallynerdy.net, or patreon.com/generallynerdy to support. If you're falling behind in your nerd news and you want to catch up, you can click or tap one of the two boxes that should be appearing below my face right about now. You can see other things going on the channel, or you can just see the other news shows. So click those. Don't forget to subscribe. Ring the bell so you get notifications when I post these videos, because sometimes I post them a day late. Either way, thank you very much, nerds, for joining me. Before we head out, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.